Welcome back to the Foundry, friends. Today we're stepping into a world of sparks, steel and serious precision. We're talking about how to construct a bell frame. And lucky for us, we're learning from the best. It's Josh, our resident welding wizard and metalwork maestro. Bells don't just magically float in midair. They need strong, reliable support, and that's where the bell frame comes in. Without it, you're basically ringing chaos. So, time to relax and let Josh do all the hard work. Oh, and don't forget to like, subscribe for more bell-related fun.
The pits have to be a certain gap apart for the bells to swing through, everything to work. Obviously, with a tight tower like this will be right up to the wall, I'd imagine. Was it? Because you went there, I haven't.
It was up to the wall, yeah.
So it'll be right up to the wall. So these in the middle have to be moved kind of left and right so that all three of these gaps will be correct.
This frame you see here is the newly refurbished frame that came in a few months back from St Mary's Church in Greetham. The frame was in such a bad state the bells could not be rung. Much of what you see here has been sandblasted and painted. Some parts have been replaced entirely. It's now Josh's job to construct the frame as if it were in the tower, before it goes into the tower, to make sure it will fit.
What is that you've got there?
So this is a plumb bob. So what happens with this is we'll go from the centre line of where the bearing will sit, and within lovely design software that we use, we can allocate where the centre will sit on the beams. So down here, where I've got all these dots and a 2, that will be where we want the true centre to be. So essentially I'll have to move this around until that centre aligns with that centre, which sets, for argument's sake, the X plane, and then the Z plane, which is this way, is dictated by the pit width, so where the bell sits and the bearings and the headstock and everything else. So at the minute, I've just got to move this guy around, well, move the H round, keeping that in the middle till it lands over these dots. Very slight movements on the crane. About there-ish. It's going to be sat really up to the wall. It is swinging like crazy at the minute, but once I've got the mast down, I can steady it. And then where that point is has to line up with here. Am I relatively close? Not really. Oh. Oop. That was a bit further than I thought it was. Once I get it quite near, I'll put the clamps back on it. Which, to be fair, it's not a million miles away now. Alright, stick the clamps back on. However, it might be a little bit over, which is going to make things really interesting for the bell handlers, but... Come on, play the game. Oh, it's so close. How level are we? There. So when I push this over, it becomes more level and gives me a bit more room. I'm running out of space. Because these castings are by a different company, they do things, like every company has their eccentricities, shall we say. So these have what I'd call like toes on the top. Whoever has toes on the top, I don't know. But an easy way to check things are in line, on these anyway, put a big level on it, run it up side to side. If it contacts all the way down, this side and that side, it's pretty straight to each other. Which, to be fair, it's not terrible. There's at least 3 different sizes in here. We've got the really tall boys down this side and the far corner. These in the middle that are kind of medium-ish, that are probably 50 mil taller than the ones that run down the front. You know what? If it works, it's not stupid, is it?
Now that Josh has completed the back run and is happy with the positioning and levels, it's time to shift gears and line up the remaining H-frames, whip out his custom-made marking tool to pinpoint the drill holes, and enough chatting, it's go time.
I think I'm going to quickly go and see Sam.
Hang tight, folks. Looks like the action's on pause. It's absolutely crucial that Josh gets his measurements just right, so he's off to the design office to check in with Sam, our all-round engineering wizard. Sam's the guy who can tame CAD software, a mysterious digital jungle only the brave, patient and slightly math-obsessed dare to enter.
So you want to know the location of these two?
Oh, okay, you've got on the front, yep. You've got on the front
right,
there.
yeah, and then that one's somewhat equal.
Yeah-ish.
It's slightly off, so I can give you off the north side of that beam.
Yep.
Would that help? So 5.4, so 39 for casting, whatever that one is.
Yep. I'll say 3. 3?
3.
Oh, good at this game. It's almost like I put them up like 2
Third
hours ago.
H. And then... and that, I've just measured that. Say 4th H.
Thank you. Rubbish sound effects included.
Do you
Right.
need signed delivery?
Possibly. Thanks. Let's go. It's necessarily difficult. Doesn't like but I'm fully aware. What are you doing? Have you got timed in? Oh, we're aiming for 6. I'll call that 6. I love the front car. In the woodshop.
Connor, we need you. Connor, come over here.
How busy are you? Sweet. If I give you the pit width and like plus that, can you make me like capital I's with holes in so I can basically fix them in positions? Because I've got to go up. Because I haven't got the completed headstocks yet, with the bearings on all that stuff, because we've had to order custom stuff, because I want to go up, I want to lock these in position from kind of doing that, so I can set the position a bit better, higher up. Normally I'd do that with a headstock, so I'd drop a headstock in, bolt it through in what is its final position, and just really crank it down so it's nice and tight, so it takes the flex out. Obviously I've not got the headstocks, so my plan is I get the carpenters to just make me like a big capital I with some holes in, so I can lock the positions in at the set distance and lock them down with that instead. That's the plan. 40 to centre, so if we add 160 overall,
Yep.
and then just 40 back from each leading edge. Big tooly thing, in through there, clatter it through the top. It's taller than most of my clamps, so it doesn't smash my hands. Puts a little impression on the beam, which I can find the centre of. Fine with that is so it guarantees they're in the same place as where I've set them. Drill those through. I might have to tap them because they're quite close to the edge of the beam. Drill those through, then we can bolt them down. That's that then sealed in. Winner.
So you put them all into position
Yep.
to have to take them off again,
Yep.
to drill them,
Yep.
to put them back on again.
Yeah.
Well, that's
It's-
annoying.
Yeah. This is one of my many dislikes of
Can
doing
you not
iron
just
ons.
drill through the hole like that? Just go in.
Yeah,
there.
it won't reach far enough. And as well, like, it's got to
Get
go
a bigger drill
deep.
bit. Surely more efficient, could be more
'Cause then
efficient.
No. I mean, to be fair, on some of them you can do it, and those that you can, I usually do. However, right into the middle here, where do you seat your drill? I mean, you could sort of go here, but then you run the risk of not seeing what you're doing. Your hand crashes into here.
Create your own, have a drill that's on a seat. You know,
It's just a bit of effort though, isn't it? Because then you've got to relocate
then-
the seat every time.
I mean, it's effort either way, right?
Yeah, it's guaranteed effort.
So now that Josh has marked all the holes with his trusty custom tool, it's time for the classic 2 steps back to go forward routine. He carefully removes the perfectly aligned, clamped frame, drills each hole with precision, then brings it back all together, ready to bolt everything into place. Bell frame building, part puzzle, part
They're very much
patience.
shot bolts though. These aren't the nice calibre we send to site, these are the rubbish ones that I play with. Because mine get a bit mangled and I argue with mine a bit. Oh, some nice garbage.
Meanwhile, Connor is installing the temporary placeholders where the headstocks would usually fit. So when Josh builds the next floor, he's got a strong foundation in place.
There you go. I'll run it back in a minute. Because I've got 1H that's in the way. I'm currently putting a thread in this beam because where it lands is too close to be able to seat a nut on the underside or a bolt so we're going upwards, but it just means we can go in via the top instead. And yeah, see things a little more accurately, I suppose.
And there we have it, a deep dive into the nuts, bolts and brain power behind constructing a bell frame. From custom tools to CAD consultations, we've seen just how much precision and teamwork it takes to get this foundation right. But we're not done just yet. Next time we're heading up, literally, as the second floor of the frame takes shape. So if you want to see how this puzzle continues to build, make sure to like, subscribe and ring that little bell, of course, so you don't miss a beat. Thanks for joining us here at Taylor's, and we'll see you in the next chapter.
To the magical mystery board! Right, which side is this on? Lower, upper grillage. Right.